Plenty Valley FM presents Sig's Flicks.
.6 Plenty Valley FM.
The Banyul Darabin Peer Action Group is a community network that builds capacity and empowers people with disabilities to lead the process of change. Monthly events and activities are happening and volunteer opportunities are available. Contact if you're interested in joining a peer action group or volunteering as a leader facilitator, or would like to start a group in your local area. Please contact David Craig, david@valid.org.au or call 94164003.
Enjoy the best of country music on The Country Club with Harry T. Sundays from 11 till 2 on your local station, 88.6 Plenty Valley FM.
And you're on Valley Lifestyles, and you're with Bill McGillivray until 9 o'clock. Don't forget, God's not dead, and the man, Steve, is in the pulpit today. And speaking of the pulpit, we've got the man up the front with the silver screen. Good morning, Sig.
Good morning, Bill. Yes, it's a pulpit of a different sort. And a very happy Easter to you, and I'm sure we'll have a very special with Easter special on God's Not Dead coming up very shortly.
Yeah, the Easter message is what Steve's got.
Excellent, yeah. Now, we got several films today on Sig Flicks, and first of all, I'd like to let you know we're in the final days of the French Film Festival coming up, finishing up on Tuesday, so you can still see many of those films. But one in particular I wanted to point out is The Untouchables, and this is a film they brought back from 2012, and it is the audience winner for the most popular film of the past 35 years. This is the 35th year of the French Film Festival. It's been going a while. And this is a wonderful film. From a few years ago, I know, but it is just gorgeous. I want to point out this film. You can see it if you like, because it goes well. It's the story of Francois Cluzet playing a quadriplegic and his orphan Senegalese caregiver who he hires to be his caregiver. And it's an unusual combination of people, but they get along well, and it launched the career of the wonderful, big-hearted, and big black actor Omar Sy at playing the caregiver. And Francois Clouseau is so good, playing total quadriplegic. He can only move his head in a wheelchair, and Omar Sy gets him around a bit and gets up to his hijinks and does some things. If you can imagine a comedy about a quadriplegic, it's a little bit difficult, but they pull this one off very well from director Eric Toledano and Olivia Natache. They pull it off excellently. So there's one particular scene where he wonders whether they want to go out and go on a little errand in the special wheelchair van, or do they want to take the Maserati next door. Francois Clouseau is a fairly rich person, even though he is a quadriplegic. So he decides, of course, to take the Maserati, and it shows him a fun life and treats him as an equal. And they form quite a good friendship and get up to several hijinks in this film. And you'll laugh, you'll cry, it'll be funny. You want to see this one if you can. It's available around streaming, but on the big screen is where it's the best. So check it out. The Untouchables. I recommend it.
I think I've watched that on SBS.
Yeah, it's been on a few times. It's up on the big screen. It's excellent. So
and there's an interesting fact on this one.
Finishing on Tuesday.
There's an interesting fact on this The Untouchables, that 5% of the profits from the film will be donated to an association whose purpose is to create shared living spaces for disabled adults and friends.
Yeah, that's a good little effort there to help some people there, because that film's still going strong in France, and it's going well here to be reintroduced. So that's excellent.
Now, to continue on, we've got to do some wicked little CSAs. So let's have these and then come back with some little letters.
Excellent.
Group, you can practice communication and presentation skills in a friendly, fun and supportive environment. Overcome your nervousness when speaking with others. Develop presentation writing and speech presentation skills. Prepare a special occasion speech. Learn to engage your audience and practice speaking skills. We welcome women from diverse backgrounds and the first 3 visits are free. Meetings are held on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of the month. You can visit speakingmadeeasy.com.au, community group supporter of 88.6 Plenty Valley FM.
All right, we're back with Sig Anderson, and what have we got next, Sig?
Well, that's an interesting lead-in. Wicked Little Announcements. Now we got Wicked Little Letters, and this is a delightful comedy and fantastic turn from the Can Do No Wrong actor Olivia Colman, recently played the Queen, and she does so well in this one, and also a very rambunctious Jessie Buckley. And Wicked Little Letters is set in the 20s in a seaside town in England, in Sussex, and we have letters that are sent to Miss Edith Swan, and these are not particularly nice letters, and it creates a bit of a scandal in town. And this is based on a true story, actually. And locals reckon she is a childish spinster who reads the Bible 5 times a day, and that is considered very good. And she's a very upstanding citizen back in the 20s. But where are these letters coming from? It's very scandalous. And it goes from there that these letters call her a foxy arse, rapid effer, a stinky bitch, a piss country whore, and she sucks 5 times a day minimum. And they're pretty off. They're very, very controversial. Sort of helped to give it an MA rating, but it's bizarre. And sometimes when these letters are read out by her, it's pretty hilarious as we look at the reactions of the faces, and particularly her father, Timothy Spall, playing very good, very strict father, down the line, hardline patriarch who rules her with a thumb, and it goes interesting when we see these reactions. But the actors, particularly Olivia Colman playing the suppressed middle-aged woman, and also her neighbor, who the suspicion falls on, played very well by Jessie Buckley. And she's, as I say, quite rambunctious, a single mom who came from Ireland, and she swears like a trooper and drinks with the boys down to the pub, and she's got a live-in boyfriend, is very scandalous and a larger-than-life person. And the suspicions fall onto her, of course, although they were initially friends, and our suppressed middle-aged woman feels a little bit jealous of this woman because she is a little bit out there, and she wants a little bit more free there. But they were friends initially, but her father was pretty heavy with her. So Rose is arrested for these charges, and we're trying to find out whether or not she is actually guilty of this. And there's suspicions from one of the police officers, a female, who reckons some of the evidence doesn't quite stack up. And the national press lap it up, and it becomes quite a scandal, quite a scene. And it's the British filmmaker on this is Thea Shamrock, and it was written by a comedian and actor, Johnny Sweet, and it's just a lovely story there. And we have, once again, Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley doing well, but particularly Timothy Spall, who just relishes the overbearing and really heavy father who treats her not too well at all. So we got a bit of a focus a bit on this one on misogyny, which comes through this, and the feminism and the sisterhood comes through, and the script is pretty good. Lots of good one-liners. This is a delightfully funny film, and it's quite interesting. So I think you'll enjoy that.
And that was from the 1920s, not from the 2020s.
Yeah, 1920s. Sorry, yes.
100 years ago, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And it was very, very good, and I highly recommend this film, Wicked Little Letters. Now, we don't quite have enough time for Zone of Interest. Well, I can talk about that next week. The Oscar winner, which is screening now in Melbourne. So you want to check that one out, and I'll give you more information about that at that time.
Beautiful. And what else have you been to see?
Oh, there's several films up for that have been on. Some of the ones in particular, I saw Godzilla versus Kong, which is pretty predictable, and there's an Iranian one, Subtraction. There's a few films on there to pick up. So, there's La Chimera was an interesting Italian film. So there's quite a few that Io Capitano is another one I'll be talking about possibly next week.
Beautiful.
About boat peoples coming into Italy. So there's several there.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for coming on today. Sorry to cut you short a little bit today. But have a great Easter with yourself and your friends, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Bill, and same to you.
Okay, bye for now, Sig.